Hey guys, let's go to take a look at the exam and see where we had any issues. Okay, going to go through this question one by one. Okay, so number one, the question asks safety equipment. If we take a look at Prince Bones, guys, we got the goggles, gloves, apron. That's answer choice B. Number two, so we have these equipment on the desks and they want to know what should Macy do first. Well, guys, we always tell you the number one rule is to wait for the teacher's instructions. That's J. Number three, pure substances, one type of atom. That's your definition for elements. So the answer choice for number three is D. Number four, we have this table here with some information. They want to know which thermometer shows boiling point of bromine. Here's bromine. Boiling point is 58.9. So we have to see which thermometer looks closest to 58.9. That's 100, so that's not it. 438, that's a little low. This one looks like it might be 58. It's close to 60. I'm going to put a check mark. Here, this is close to 100, way too high. So the only answer choice that makes sense is H. So we have a table here with information. It says which of the following can be concluded about the four substances in the table. We're talking about all four substances. So here it says three of the substances are pure and one is impure. So we're talking about pure and impure substances, guys. All of these are on the periodic table, which means that they're elements. Elements are all pure substances. So it's not going to be just three of them, and they're not all impure. They are all pure substances. Two of the substances pure and two impure. That is not a very good answer, guys. So the answer for number 5 was C. Number 6. So observations about fireworks. We have 5 listings here. They want to know which of the observations indicate chemical changes have occurred. If we take a look at the word wall, guys, we have all the evidences there. So change in color. We have light, heat, smoke is produced. That's a new substance. And this one about sound, guys, sometimes is, sometimes isn't. The best answer was supposed to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 only. But if you put H, guys, because of the sound, I'm going to give you credit for that one. Because I honestly do think that can be evidence of a chemical chain. Number 7, Yolanda wants to conduct a science experiment with copper, Cu, table salt, NaCl, vinegar, C2H4O3. Of these, copper is an element. Remember, elements are pure substances made of one type of atom. So take a look at D. Copper, pure substance. The single tells us it's one type of atom. So the correct answer is D. Number 8. Sodium chloride, which is also known as salt, is considered a compound rather than an element. Well, why is that? We have 2 capital letters, Na, and then we have the Cl, so 2 separate elements. That is a combination of 2 substances. Sodium chloride. So G is the right answer. Number 9 looks confusing. It actually isn't too bad, guys. So we have this table here with substances and some physical properties. They want to know what is the unknown substance Q. Well, we have to use temperatures to figure that out, but we only really need to look at Q. Okay, so the temperature here is 63.4. That's the only number we have to worry about. So I come down here to my thermometers and see where we would find 63.4. 30, 29, too small. 64, 63, this works pretty well, so maybe it's potassium. Let's check the others. Iodine, 114, 113, that's too warm. 45, 44, that's too low, that's too cold. So potassium looks like it's the right answer. But we need to double check and make sure that's the right chemical symbol. Capital K is correct. Let's move on. Number 10. So the question says, which substance represented in this equation is classified as an element? all you're looking for is the element. So we're looking for one capital letter. That's it right here. Look, H, one capital H with the 2. 2 capital letters, compound. Capital H, capital O, that's a compound. H2O is water, guys, and water is a compound. Capital C, capital O2, that's a compound. J, only answer that is an element. Number 11. So we have student making the table with observations. They're mixing baking soda and vinegar. We're looking for the best evidence, formation of a new substance. So if you take a look at the word wall, guys, you'll see that we have a few options up there. The only one up here that really appears to be a good answer is going to be bubbles forming. The solid doesn't disappear when you mix them, guys. It says right here, remaining solid settles. The solid settling? No, if you mix water and dirt, guys, the dirt will settle eventually. So B doesn't work well. Bubbles forming, that's our best bet. The liquid remaining clear? That's no change, guys. If it was clear to start with and it ends up clear, that wasn't a physical or chemical change. So 11 doesn't make sense either. Number 12, vinegar added to milk. Clumps of white solid are formed. That makes me think of a word we introduced to you guys. So the question is, evidence for a chemical change. Odor of the substances, that might be a good answer, but if they're talking about a solid, we're looking for another word here. Separation of 2 substances, not really. Formation of a precipitate, that's the magic word right there, guys. The correct answer was H. A solid is formed that we weren't expecting. There's a constant temperature. Temperature doesn't change, guys, so that's not a physical change or chemical change. Precipitate was what we were looking for. Number 13, so you have a table here. We got substances and we have some formulas. The question said, which substances are elements? For elements, pure substance, one type of atom, so we should only see one chemical symbol, capital letter. So here we have Cu, that's an element. Mg, that's an element. Zn, that's an element. All the others have more than one capital letter. So the correct answer is copper, magnesium, zinc. They try to trick you with the water, guys. Remember, water is a compound. Last question. So we have 2 columns. Column A, baking cupcakes, burning a log, frying an egg, iron rusting. If all those happens, we can't get those substances back, guys. Once you bake the dough, it's a cupcake now. You can't change it back to dough. Dissolving salt in water. You can separate the water by evaporating it, you end up with salt. Boiling water, it's still water. Freezing juice, you can thaw out the juice and it's still juice. Sawing a board in half, it's still wood, guys. So it looks like A is chemical change. Column B, physical change. So let's see what the question says. Which of the following describes the reactions in column A? So column A was our chemical changes. That means we can get rid of F. F's not right. H isn't right. But now we need a good justification. So G says, because they change the shape of the substances. Yeah, but we can change things and still have the same substance like the clay, so G doesn't really work. Let's look at J. Chemical reactions because they form new substances. That's it right there. The correct answer was J. So I hope, guys, that seeing me go through the answer choices and justifying the answers will help you with the next tests. Remember, if you didn't like your grade, you are always welcome to come in, do corrections, and get partial credit for those. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.